Muy buenos días esta mañana de Costa Rica. Estoy aquí en la finca de mi hijo, ¿ok? Ahora, we've got a lot to do today. Tenemos mucho que hacer hoy, all right? We're doing chapter 3, capítulo número 3, all right? And we have the adjectives, yes, okay? Descriptive and possessive. We've got verbs, the ER and the IR. And we've got tener, venir, two verbs that are irregular, and the tener expression. So without further ado, okay, let's get going. Descriptive adjectives, all right? ¿Qué pareja? Marta es bonita y alta, pero Juan es bajo y feo. That's just a simple example of adjectives agreeing with the noun. And we've said before that it's important that you know the gender of the nouns because the adjectives got to match. Okay, so first item there. Adjectives are words that describe people, places, and things. Okay, we learned that back in what, the 3rd, 4th grade. In Spanish, descriptive adjectives are used with the verb ser. Usually, with the description, you're going to use the verb ser. Es inteligente, es alto, es bajo. Okay, they point out characteristics such as nationality, puertorriqueño, americano, okay? Size, grande, pequeña. Color, rojo, azul. Shape, again, grande, pequeño, okay? Alto, bajo. Personality, pues, simpático, antipático, okay? And appearance, qué bonita, all right? So, we see the common adjectives. I'm not going to go through all of them. You can read these yourself. But know that alto, for example, the first one there, okay, says alto and then there's a slash with an alta. So that indicates when it ends in an O, you also have a feminine equivalent, alta. You also have a plural, okay? If there are boys and they're tall, they're chicos altos. If they're girls and they're tall, they're chicas altas. And you see all of the adjectives listed there, most of them have an OA. Some of them don't. Look over in the middle. Importante, inteligente. There's no gender there. It's just singular plural. Okay? Juan es inteligente. Juan y Marta son inteligentes. So you just add the S for the plural. Okay? Descriptive adjectives. So now, let's look at adjectives of nationality. All right? When using, don't capitalize. We capitalize in English. You don't capitalize in Spanish. So if you say Juan es puertorriqueño, okay, you're not going to capitalize the P in puertorriqueño. Some denote gender. You'll notice in the list to the right there, okay, that some end in an OA, that same OA we had in the descriptive adjectives, but we have adjectives of nationality the same way. You see Argentino, and you see Chino, and you see Cubano. They can all be the feminine. Yes, Argentina, China, and Cubana. So, Jorge es argentino, but Maria es argentina. All right? And some don't have a gender. Federico es costarricense. You see costarricense, like estadounidense. All right? So, the gender is important when it's an OA, but it doesn't matter when it's a costarricense. Ends in an E usually. Okay? And you see the feminine equivalent, you see Federico es costarricense, su esposa Beatriz es costarricense. The word stays the same, there's no gender. Okay? Muy bien. Moving right along. Let's move along. Yes, possessive adjectives. Okay? It's still an adjective. My and your are adjectives. Okay? And they match the noun. In the case of me and tu and su, okay, there's no gender. But nuestro has a gender. You see the O/A. You caught on to that by now. On the right-hand side, they come before the noun, okay, and they match the noun. So, instead of saying cosa grande, you're going to say mi cosa. All right? It's going to be in front of the noun instead of after the noun, like are the descriptive nouns. Yes? Okay. So, look at the sentences. Mi casa, mis casas. Tu casa, tus casas. Su casa can be either his or her or your or their. Sus casas, his houses. Sus casas, their houses. But nuestro libro and nuestra casa, you see the O and the A. Now, Mi casa está cerca de tu casa. My house is near your house. My house is near your house. So you see, mi casa and tu casa, but don't forget the tu there does not have an accent when it means your, but when it has an accent, it means you. Moving along to ER and IR verbs. See?
Bonjour, bonjour, je suis Guillaume. Español.
Oh, ok.
Sí,
¿Qué,
para
pues,
una
¿qué hora?
reunión en
Ahora,
5
ahorita,
minutos.
ahora mismo,
en
no
la
me
piscina,
diga.
por favor.
Sí, en la piscina.
Vamos.
Con la gente al vídeo. Sí, de acuerdo. Sí, vengo enseguida. Ok, adiós. Pues tengo que ir ahora. Tenemos una... I'm sorry, we have another shoot by the pool. Gracias a Dios. Hasta luego. ¿Eh? Sí. Buenas tardes ahora, pues sí, ok, porque ya es tarde, ¿eh? Ok. Estamos aquí en la piscina. Vamos con ER and IR verbs, all right? You see, the ER and the IR verbs have the same pattern as the AR verbs. It's the template. O-S-E, hemos en, and O-S-E, imos en. Yes? Okay, I'm looking at the como, comes, come. Comemos, comen, and the escribo, and the escribes, escribe, escribimos, and escriben. Same pattern, same song, second and third verse. So at the top, these follow the same format as the AR verbs. The subject pronouns don't change. The yo and the tu and the usted and the el, they stay the same. Nothing changes, just the template. The OSA and the OSA for the ER and the IR verbs. And down at the bottom on the right-hand side, estudiamos, comemos y escribimos. Nuestra tarea en la cafetería. We study, we eat, and we write our homework in the cafeteria. Bien, siga. Okay, let's continue. Now we move to tener and venir. To have and to come. The verb tener means to have. These verbs are introduced together since they have similar spelling changes. Notice the go instead of the yo, and the E to IE, which is covered in a later video. Okay, we'll get to that quickly. You see tener, tengo, tienes, tiene, tenemos, tienen, okay? And you see venir, vengo, vienes, viene, venemos, vienen. Yes? To come, I come, you come, he comes, they come, you have, and so on. All right, you can study this on your own. The text has a very good explanation of that, yes? Okay? But we want to go now to the tener expressions, because this is the important part of this lesson. Tener expressions. You'll notice in the page in your text, and I'm putting it up here on the board, okay? You have a lot of tener expressions that change the meaning of tener from to have to be. Okay? From to have to be. You can say, tengo un libro. But when you say, tengo hambre, you're not saying, I have hunger. In English, you're saying, I am hungry. So, let's look at these sentences quickly. I don't have time because I have a class. No tengo tiempo, the regular have, porque tengo clase, the regular have. But now let's combine this with the tener expressions, yes? ¿Cuántos años tienes? How many years do you have? No, no, no. How old are you? Tengo 20 años. I'm 20 years old. All right? I have 20 years. But that's not the way it comes over into English. And we did a couple more here. Tenemos hambre. We're hungry. She's right. Ella tiene razón. Okay? On down, I'm sleepy. Tengo sueño. Oh, I could take a siesta right now. Oh, okay. So, they're not sleepy. Ellos no tienen sueño. Put the no before the tener for the negative. And finally, we're very hot. Tenemos mucho calor. Okay, we know very is muy. Okay, muy bien we say, yes? But when we say I'm hot, we use the word mucho to go with calor. I have a lot of heat. Hence, I'm very hot. They're very lucky. Ellos tienen mucha suerte. Bien. Gracias. Ha sido un placer. Dios te bendiga. Adiós.